The Newmarket Handicap offers $500,000 in prize money. It's often regarded as the Melbourne Cup for sprinters. A capacity field of 24 thoroughbreds will charge up the famous Flemington Straight. All the action will be live on 10. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Channel 10's live coverage of Australia's most famous sprint race, the Newmarket Handicap. There's $500,000 up for prize money, and there are 24 horses, no scratchings, and they will charge up this famous Flemington racecourse. It's going to be a marvellous sight. Weather conditions are perfect for racing. It's a little overcast, but perfect for racing, and the track condition is also just as perfect. It is fast, not lightning fast, but the perfect of fast tracks. Let's have a look at the tote call now for this marvellous race. It's only about 13 minutes away. On the tote, number 1 is Planet Ruler on $6.55. Redelva $7.30, Lightning Bend $7.45. You can see how open it is, because Strawberry Ranch is the favourite at $3.80. Dark Bow $5.55. Sun Along Last better than $21. Beau George $7.55. Gold Trump $8. Like a Western $4.85. One of 3 horses trained by Colin Hayes, and he has already trained 3 of the 4 winners today at Flemington. Isle just under $20. Heavenly View $7.70. Over to the third page very quickly. Arc Regal $7.90. Deodor 17, Acid Prince 71, and the Tango Master right down the bottom, $31. He is one of 2 horses trained by Robbie Lang. The other, of course, is the favourite at the moment, and that is Strawberry Ranch. Peter Donegan and Graham Kelly are down in the mounting yard where the horses are soon to be coming into the yard. There's 24 of them, Peter and Graham. It is going to be a real spectacle, and the race is really very open. Any one of the 24 could win it.
It certainly is, Dan. Good afternoon, everyone. Yes, as Dan said, an overcast day, but we're looking forward to this great race. It really has been a marvellous race, won by some great horses over the years, as I welcome Graham Kelly. And what a scene it is, Graham, 24 of them charging down the straight 6.
Yes, an excellent race and a very big crowd today, which is very encouraging. And it's going to be a very exciting race, as you say. And Colin Hayes is going for his 3rd consecutive win in the Newmarket this year.
And speaking of Colin Hayes, he's already had a successful day. He won the first 3 races, but he's not in the best of health today. No,
I think he's pretty well. He's going to have a check-up next week, but the reports are that he was much better this morning, and no doubt he's much better this afternoon after having winners in Adelaide and Flemington.
Graham, whilst we wait on the horses to come into the mounting yard, 2 of Colin's runners today are in foal. Unusual to see 2 mares in foal in the one race.
Yes, we have Like a Western. She's in foal to Alzeo, a very good horse, and the other runner of his at
Heavenly View.
Heavenly View in foal to Persian Heights, a Group 1 winner in England.
Well, we're going to take time to have a look at the runners here in the mounting yard as they come in just a sec here at Flemington for the running of the Vic Health Foundation Newmarket Handicap. As Dan has already said, $500,000 worth of prize money, and you go back over the years, and as Graham said, Colin Hayes has already won the last 2 with Special and Grandiose. Franklin Drive, who's in today's race, finished 2nd to Special a couple of years ago. I wonder if he can go one better today, the oldest horse in the field. And there's the scene here at Flemington as they make their way into the mounting yard. As Dan said, the track is fast, the weather fine, a little overcast, and the penetrometer reading today 3.8, and the track is in perfect condition. The last Victorian horse to win the Newmarket was back in 1981, a Victorian trained horse, and that was Alounda Bay. And we've got 5 states represented here in the big race this afternoon. Well, we might take a look at the runners in just a moment, but in the meantime, we'll return to the commentary box and Dan Malicki.
Thank you very much, Peter. We'll have a look at the results run so far today. The first event, of course, was the hurdle. Wandering Duke got up for Rod Durden and Colin Hayes, carrying 69.5 kilos. Sharp As started favourite, run second, had every chance. The winner did it the tough way, and will now go to America to compete in a steeplechase worth $750,000. That's next month. In race 2, again Colin Hayes, Steel Sculptress, 160 and 80, very cleverly ridden by Michael Clark. Bound for Rio, backed in at big odds second, and Night Prowl a good run third. In race number 3, it was Hayes and Clark again, with Road Song, a very impressive filly up against the Colts, but the fillies actually Quinella the race. Road Song first, the Kiwi second out. Diamond Bright is in the same stable as Philippa Rush. And Astute Rancher, watch for it. It was a magnificent performance. Missed the start, ran on strongly, very green, but keep an eye on it in a lesser class of race. In the 4th event, Apollo Wonder got the nod in a very tricky photo finish over Holiday Lover. There was nothing between them, and Claire's Girl, an honest performance to wind up into 3rd placing. So Colin Hayes has trained 3 of the first 4 winners. He missed out in race number 4, but has 3 runners here, and Peter Donegan and Graham Kelly will go through the runners for the $500,000 Vic Health Foundation Newmarket Handicap.
And Dan, it's going to be pretty crowded down here on the mounting yard, I can tell you, when the 24 runners come in, and they're starting to file in now. We're just waiting for the appearance of the top weight Planet Ruler, but this horse is attempting to become the first horse to win the Gadsden Newmarket in the same season. One worry with Planet Ruler, of course, is that he's drawn 24. We haven't seen the horses come down the outside here at Flemington for a long time. Has had 2 runs this time in, but on the weights, you'd find it pretty hard to think that Planet Ruler could beat Ark Regal home. Meets him 3.5 kilos worse for being defeated by 2.5 lengths in the Futurity at Caulfield last Saturday. But he's a class galloper, Planet Ruler, and the 57 kilos won't be of any worry to him because he is a stocky sort of galloper. Graham, number 2, Redelva, this is his 3rd run in the Newmarket.
Yes, and he showed the best form of his career to his last start when ridden further behind the pace than usual. He rattled home to beat Show County in the Lightning Stakes over 1,000 metres here. Redelva will appreciate the extra 200 metres of the Newmarket. He's well up to carrying the 56.5 kilos. He looks very well, and he'll be ridden very well by Neville Wilson.
Number 3 is Lightning Bend, and he is a fine type of thoroughbred, this one. A winner at Weight for Age already this season. One concern with him is that he's drawn barrier 1. Now, normally that would be an advantage, but in such a big field and it's such a helter-skelter race, the Newmarket, he's going to have to occupy a position. Connections don't want him to lead. He was going to wear blinkers in this race today, but he missed a trial during the week. And last week in the Futurity, he was blocked in the straight and finished second behind Ark Regal. He worked brilliantly here at Flemington on Thursday, and he's my selection in the race, number 3, Lightning Bend.
Number 4, Strawberry Ranch, with Kevin Forrester in the saddle, is the favourite on the TAB. His form has been most consistent of late, 3rd behind Redelva and Show County in the Lightning Stakes here 3 weeks ago, and then at his last start didn't have much luck when just beaten, ran 4th behind Scarlet Bisque in the Oakley Plate at Caulfield. He looks very well. He's not in the mounting yard yet, but I was down earlier on and had a look at him, and his trainer Robbie Lang is very confident that he can bring up the best win of his career with Strawberry Ranch in the Newmarket today.
The West Australian galloper Dark Bow is about to come into the mounting yard right now, and well, a good lead here is that Peter Cook has elected to take the ride and cancel some engagements in Sydney. This is his first start for 4.5 months. He is, as I said, originally from Perth. Dark Bow at his last appearance finished down the track at Caulfield in the sprint won by Lonely Dreamer, but that was back in October. Now, he should sprint well fresh. Whether he's just forward enough in condition to beat this class field, only time will tell, but I think he'll take a hand in the finish.
On face value, number 6, Sun Along Less, doesn't have much chance in the race, but interestingly, the VRC handicapper Jim Bowler said to me, don't be surprised if Sun Along Lass runs a very good race. She was last in the Oakley Plate, and before that only 8th of 10 in the Lightning Stakes, but her form last year was very good, and she probably deserves another chance.
Beau George, number 7, is a South Australian galloper. Greg Hall takes the ride today. Another one drawn wide out at 22. It's won its last 2 appearances in South Australia at Morfordville, and last start ran 19.1 for 1,200 metres. Very smart time, but the barrier is certain to be a worry with Beau George.
Number 8 is Gold Trump with Harry White in the saddle. He was having his first run in about 15 months when 8th behind Lightning Bend in the William Reid Stakes at Moonee Valley. He's trialled well since then. He trialled very well here on Tuesday. Had tendon trouble earlier in his career, and I notice he's wearing bandages today. I don't like horses in bandages, but at the same time, number 8, Gold Trump, is my selection in the race.
Like a Western, number 9 is a flashy chestnut mare, and as Graham mentioned before, she is in foal to Alzeo. This will be her last run, so can she go out on a winning note? And of course, she's got the C.S. Hayes M. Clark combination, which has had such a magnificent racing season. Like a Western, the last start winner at Morfordville, where she came from last to beat Heavenly View, and she's amongst the top chances.
And number 10, Isle, is an outsider in the race. He hasn't run since finishing well back in the Bendigo Cup in November, but he is a good horse over 1,200 metres, but it would surprise if he did win the race.
Heavenly View, number 11, is in foal to Bluebird, and this is also her last run, the grey mare. She meets Like a Western 1.5 kilos better for a 3/4 of a length defeat at Adelaide, and that was going back 2 starts ago at Morfordville. And Gary Clark takes the ride today. So often in big races, remember the Derby, when Gary Clark got on King's High and won the race after Michael elected to ride something else. I wonder if it'll be another case today with Gary Clark.
12, My Bright Boy's very fast, but he'll be leading at the clock tower, but the last 200 metres will test him out.
Number 13, Tin Woodman, probably suited at Weight for Age, has been carrying big weights and handicaps and drops down to 50.5 kilos today, and he'll appreciate the drop in weight.
14, Douane, didn't have any luck at Caulfield last week. I'm expecting him to run a big race.
Number 15, Franklin Drive, second to special here 2 years ago, dropped 7 kilos on its last run, and the third of Colin Hayes' runners looks very fit. Number 16, Carl Garrentown, Darren Gauci, one of the hardest to beat in the race. Wasn't far away in the Oakley Plate. Just got to have some luck from barrier 5. Lonely Dreamer only beat 3 home in the Oakley Plate at Caulfield, but finished only 5 lengths from the winner, and normally races well in big sprints, but against that has drawn on the outside in 23. 18, Power Prince, is a stablemate of
Carl Garran Town. He ran a very good race, went third behind Scarlet Bliss in the Oakley Plate. He's drawn out in barrier 20, but that won't worry him.
Arc Regal has really come of age recently. This 3-year-old ran a terrific race in the Australian Guineas behind Zabeel and then led all the way to win the Futurity at its last start. Comes in only 1 kilo over the minimum here and has an excellent chance with John Didham in the saddle.
Number 20, Dew Dior, is a quiet tip in the race. 9th in the Oakley Plate, wasn't far away, didn't have any luck, and he's expected to run well.
Tommy Arnold takes the ride on 21 Acid Print, but I think it's fair enough to say that he'll find this class a little too hot.
I think that also applies to number 22, High God.
And to number 23, King's Pavilion, trained by Pat Barnes, who of course trained Rubiton several seasons ago, but a bit too rich here.
And number 24, Tango Master, an outsider, but with some chance on his last start running the Futurity Stakes.
Well, Graham, it's a very, very tough race, but after going through the facts and figures, I thought Lightning Bend, despite drawing barrier 1, might be able to win from Dark Bow.
I've tipped 8 Gold Trump to beat 14 Dwanid.
So, Dan, there you have it, a great scene here in the mounting yard before Victoria's premier sprint event, the $500,000 Vic Health Foundation Newmarket Handicap.
Peter, it's going to be a wonderful event. I thought Strawberry Ranch could win, but really you could pick 12 horses in the race and still miss the winner. There's 24 of them, and the runners are going down to the starting stalls. It gives you a couple of minutes to get onto the phone account, the TAB, and back your selection. You've seen all of the horses in the mounting yard, and the race, the big one, the $500,000 Newmarket Handicap, about 5 minutes away. We'll take a break and come back for the famous 1,200-metre dash. Down towards the starting stalls, and there's plenty of them. There's 24 runners, no scratchings. Redelva, no doubt, would be the favourite with the crowd today. He started favourite in the Newmarket Handicap 2 years ago, and on the tote is showing $7.20. Planet Ruler $6.25, the Gadsden winner. He will become the only horse to win it in the same season. Of course, Special did win in the same year, but a different season. Redelva $7.20, Lightning Bend $7.50, 4.10 Strawberry Ranch. Dark Bow $5.65, Sun Along Last, big odds. Beau George $5.25, Gold Trump $9.15, Leica Western $5.05. Number 10 is Isle, big odds, 8.10 Heavenly View. My Bright Boy $45, Tin Woodman 8, Dwowned 14, Franklin Drive 13, Carl Garran Town 8, Lonely Dreamer 20, Power Prince at $13.50, Arc Regal $7.80, Dieu d'Or 17, Acid Prince 79, High God 36, King's Pavilion 88, and Tango Master, stablemate of the favourite at the moment, Strawberry Ranch, at $32.70. As I said, Redelva's been in this race for the last 3 years. 2 years ago, he started favourite. So far this season, he's in the best form of his career. Redelva, a winner of 14 of his 33 starts. He won the Lightning Stakes at his last race start. Neville Wilson is the jockey. Neville talked to Graham Kelly only moments ago.
The Newmarket. Well, Neville, you had a change of tactics on Redelva at his last start in the Lightning Stakes, and that resulted in the best win of his career.
Yes, we decided to ride him quiet in the race, and it panned out terrifically well.
Where would you be hoping to run today in the Newmarket Handicap? 24 runners, big field, luck will play an important part.
Yes, I think we'll ride him the same, just getting back a bit, I suppose, hopefully in the middle of them, 8th, 9th or 10th, something like that, and work it out from there.
And come home with a good run from about the 300 or 400 metres.
That's right.
And going at top pace at the clock tower.
Hopefully get to the front 10 metres out and win.
What do you see as the main dangers in the Newmarket, Neville?
A lot of dangers. I think Strawberry Ranch and the thing with George Handler's down the weights, Power Prince, I thought were the two main ones, but anything could win it.
Good. Well, good luck, and we hope it's you, and we see you after the race.
Thank you.
There's the scene as some of the horses go down towards the starting stalls. This race is running late. If you were wondering, it's probably a minute or so behind schedule now. So once they jump, they could be as much as 5 minutes late. There's just so many racehorses. It must be so difficult getting those 24 horses, into the bird cage, then the mounting yard, then out onto the track, and then into the stalls. So it's a lot of work from the ground staff here at the VRC. Well, only recently we saw the retirement of one of our superstars, Bone Crusher. He was certainly one of the most popular racehorses of modern day, even likened to that immortal racehorse, Phar Lap, but Bone Crusher has now run his last race. The mighty Bone Crusher has graced the turf for the final time. The New Zealander has left his mark in history as one of the greatest and most popular horses. Bone Crusher's greatest asset was his extraordinary will to win. This was never more evident than in the 1987 Australian Cup.
Now the Kiwi's closing. Bone Crusher coming at Attalac. It'll be above the Kiwi. Bob, I think he got up Bone Crusher and beat Attalac.
Bone Crusher had been likened to the immortal Phar Lap. In November 1987, his life almost ended as tragically in Japan. But such was the heart of this immaculate thoroughbred, he staged perhaps his greatest fight. And although Bone Crusher's racing days were few and far between from that fateful trip, he will always remind us of what champions are really made of.
50 to go, Bone Crusher and Waverley Star, they're going to hit it together. Bone Crusher and Waverley Star, the Bone Crusher. The greatest race I've ever seen. Bone Crusher coming in at Tallack. It'll be above the Kiwi Bob. I think he got up Bone Crusher and beat at Tallack.
Bone Crusher, certainly one of the most favoured horses of recent times, certainly one of the best race horses that I've ever seen. He truly was a magnificent galloper. Planet Ruler in the Newmarket at $6.10. Redelva $7.35, Lightning Bend $7.85. Just look at how open this race is. Strawberry Ranch at one stage was at $3.50. It's now out to $4.60, but still his favourite. Dark Bow $5.40, Sun Along Last $22, Beau George $4.40, Gold Trump $9.25, Leica Western $5.35. If you are betting on the phone account, you probably have a minute or so. The runners are just milling around behind the stalls. Isle 22, Heavenly View at 8, My Bright Boy, one of the bolters, Tin Woodman at 9, Dwownhead and Franklin Drive at 14, Calgarentown 8, Lonely Dreamer 18, Power Prince at $12.20. He ran third in the Oakley Plate. Arc Regal, the Futurity winner, $7.50. Double figure odds for the bottom 5, Diodor, Acid Print, High God, King's Pavilion, and Tango Master number 24. They're all starting. Big field, one of the biggest fields we've seen here at Flemington for quite a while. Of course, we usually get 24 in the Melbourne Cup, but often there is a scratching. None today. 24 of them will charge down the straight, and there has been one race up the straight so far, but the field wasn't as big, and they all come down the flat side of the track, but horses finished up towards the middle and towards the outside section, and there seemed to be no disadvantage. So I think we will see these 24 horses split up, perhaps 9 or 10 coming down the grandstand side, and 14 or so coming down the flat side. The flat side is on the right-hand side of the screen, of course the grandstand on the left-hand side. Strawberry Ranch still favourite, but it's a most open event. He is at about 8 to 1 on the tote at the moment. There's been good support for Beau George in the ring, though. Beau George has had good support in the ring. We'll take a short break here at Flemington, and when we get back, they should be just about set for the Newmarket Handicap. To go for the Newmarket Handicap, there's only 2 or 3 horses to be positioned, and the race is running considerably late. It's about 7 or 8 minutes behind schedule, and Sun Along Lass is coming up to the gates. It's set to go now for the Newmarket Handicap. Soon get the light. Capacity field lights on. They're away and racing in the Newmarket Handicap. Dwownhead and High God came out sideways at the start. Lightning Bend began very quickly from barrier number 1, and they are splitting up. Lightning Bend on the flat side in front of Arc Regal early and Calgarentown, followed by Leica Western, My Bright Boy going very quickly, and they were followed by Tin Woodman, Dark Bow behind them from Sun Along Lass, and then came Gold Trump, Strawberry Ranch. Dark Bow was out very wide from Tango Master, King's Pavilion, and well back in the field as they come up towards the 700 metres point was Redelva. Coming down the grandstand side, the grey Franklin Drive in front of Power Prince, King's Pavilion, Lonely Dreamer, Dwownhead, and they were followed by Planet Ruler, given a few slaps with the whip from Beau George and Acid Print. Coming into the course proper, 500 to go, Lightning Bend in front of My Bright Boy, Arc Regal under the whip, Calgarentown next, Dark Bow running on strongly with Tango Master, and now Strawberry Ranch into the clear. Redelva starts to make up ground, and then Leica Western, Gold Trump and Tin Woodman down the grandstand side. Lonely Dreamer 2 lengths in front of Power Prince, and then Beau George on the flat side, though it's still Lightning Bend a length and a half clear. Here comes Gold Trump. Gold Trump goes up the Lightning Bend. The flat side have it. Gold Trump goes to the front, getting close to the post, and Gold Trump gets up the win by a length to Lightning Bend and Tango Master. Then came Redelva, followed by Leica Western, Beau George and Lonely Dreamer, Calgarentown. Strawberry Ranch next in, and then came well back Tin Woodman, Sun Along Lass, Arc Regal. Heavenly View next home, and they were fronted in by Acid Print and Isle. Diodor well back with Power Prince and My Bright Boy, Planet Ruler, Franklin Drive. High God, King's Pavilion, and Dwownhead was back at the tail. It was a sight, and Gold Trump has speared through with about 200 metres to go to win the Newmarket Handicap for Bart Cummings and jockey Harry White. Number 8, Gold Trump goes straight up into the frame, a 19 to 1 chance on the Victorian tote, and has defeated number 3, Lightning Bend, and number 24, Tango Master. So it will be 8, 3 and 24. And a magnificent finish. Gold Trump has had just one run in the last 18 months. So it's been quite an extraordinary achievement by the staff, both in Melbourne and Sydney, belonging to Bart Cummings, a wonderful racehorse who was sidelined with a bad injury and has returned at his second run from a long spell to win the most famous sprint of all, the Newmarket Handicap. 8, 3 and 4, they're the approximate dividends up on the screen. 9.50 and 3.30, 2.75 and 7.60 for Tango Master. But those dividends could alter just slightly. They are provisional dividends. 8, 3 and 24 on the Newmarket Handicap. There were chances everywhere. It really was a thrilling race, but it was noticeable from about the 400 that the flat side were well in advance of the grandstand side of the track, and they've beaten them probably by about 6 or 7 lengths. 8, 3, 24. Redelva's run fourth, just missing out. And Leica Western has run on strongly as well to finish up into 5th placing, but there was no doubt about the winner. He was just too strong for them, speared through and won comfortably. Here come the charge of the Light Brigade inside the distance. And at this stage, Lightning Bend has set up a good break, but now you can see Gold Trump and Harry White really starting to work hard. Leica Western inside him, but Gold Trump goes up to Lightning Bend and just spears past it. Tango Master is making up ground with Redelva, but this is a brilliant win. Gold Trump goes on to score by a little bit over a length from second Lightning Bend and Tango Master. Peter, it was a marvellous race and quite an extraordinary achievement, as I just mentioned, by the staff of Bart Cummings to get this horse up and win.
Yes, it was indeed, Dan, and Leon Corstens is down here. First of all, Leon, congratulations. Where's the boss today?
Peter, he's at home recuperating. I'm sure this will help him.
Well, it's been an extraordinary training performance. Only one start in 18 months.
Well, he's had a lot of leg problems, this horse, Peter, and we've just had to keep propping him up all the time. And, oh, well, Harry rode him in the trial on Tuesday, and Harry got off and he said, he's my type of ride. He said, I could just about win on this for you.
Leon, in a race like the Newmarket, you always need some luck, and coming down to about the 300, it looked as though he may be lucky to get a run, but when it came, he just barged through there.
Well, there's no better rider than Harry, so we left it up to him.
What are you going to do with him from here on in?
I'll leave that up to the boss, see what he wants to do.
Well, we'll let you go and enjoy the moment, Leon. Congratulations.
Thanks, Peter. Good.
Leon Corstens, the foreman for Bart Cummings here in Melbourne, Dan, and a very excited gentleman, and why wouldn't he be?
Really great to see that Gold Trump. He was regarded as a brilliant 3-year-old a season and a half ago, and then for things to go so wrong, it looked doubtful as if he would ever make it to the racetrack. But he has, and he's won the Newmarket Handicap here at Flemington. We'll take a break and come back live. Fabulous race, certainly worth seeing live on Channel 10, that's for sure. Gold Trump, let's hope we hear a lot more of him, because his win was certainly sensational. And yet another Newmarket Handicap win for Bart Cummings and jockey Harry White. Gold Trump, the winner of the Newmarket Handicap from Lightning Bend, and Tango Master, which was the stablemate, long outsider, of the horse that started favourite on the tote, and that, of course, was Strawberry Ranch. There'll no doubt be a lot of hard luck stories, but that is what racing is all about. On Monday, live on Channel 10, we'll see perhaps one of the best horse races we'll see in a long, long time. It's the Australian Cup. Names like Stylish Century, Vaux, King's High, Better Loosen Up, Superimpose. It's a fantastic field. Peter Donegan and Graham Kelly, I know you're both looking forward to it. It'll be a magnificent race.
I'm looking forward to it, Dan. I know Graham Kelly is now, because he's tipped the winner of the Newmarket, so you've got something to bet on with the Australian Cup.
Yes, I think so, and I'm looking at King's High to upset Stylish Century and Beau Rogue on Monday, Peter.
Well, Dan, I'm sure Vic Rail, Jeff Perry and Gary Roberts are looking up at the heavens at the moment, and they'll be keeping an eye out for that until Monday afternoon. We'll look forward to joining you then.
I don't know if it means much, but I think it's expected to rain tomorrow, but it'll be a fantastic day of racing. Let's certainly hope that you can join us on Monday at 3 o'clock to 3:30 for the $765,000 Australian Cup, one of the best horse races we'll see in a long, long time, and it'll all be live on Channel 10. We hope you've enjoyed today's telecast. We look forward to your company on Monday.
This program was proudly brought to you by TAB Telephone Betting. Weekdays. Today,
we have the ultimate in vision. About our great game, about its history and its heroics, its rowdy battlefields and its rare beauty. With the softness reserved for someone with nothing left to prove, he'll whisper about its miracle and its masters. From Dally Messenger to Dave Brown, down through the years to the fullback with no fear, the #1, Clive Churchill. Somehow this gentle little man, the little master, not only mirrored the spirit of South Sydney, but the pride and the heart of rugby league. Head and shoulders, he belonged above the rest. How he passed on his greatness to McCarthy and Coote and Stevens, to that big man called Lurch. How he taught them all, if you put your heart into it, this old game really can take you anywhere.
When you put your heart in it, it can take you anywhere. Who's to say that we can't make it? It's the same dream that we share. When you put your heart in it, it can take you anywhere.
From the playing fields of the mini-league spring its heroes of tomorrow. Under the watchful eye of his coach, only 1 in 1,000 of these starry-eyed impersonators will go on to walk the Winfield Cup's road to glory. The boy becomes a man in the dead of winter. The moment he begins to understand the unique balance between bludgeon and ballet, between grit and grace. For the 1990s, the game has taken on an even greater, faster, more dramatic dimension. Suddenly, it is the duel, and it is the dance. From the proud industrial hearts of Newcastle and Illawarra to the golden sands of Cronulla and the pine trees of Manly Beach. From the teeth-rattling cold of the nation's capital on a misty July afternoon to the sweet autumn sunshine of surfers, rugby league is racing with the times. The old SCG lives forever in our memories, but it's the amphitheatre, that dynamic dome, the Sydney Football Stadium, and beyond where our future lies. Throughout the whirlwind of emotion, the excitement and the sheer entertainment, hear the roars as the rocket ship blasts off, bound for the stars. But as in life itself, some things never change. You won't find this camaraderie in the street, this mateship, this bond. For the feeling in rugby league runs deceptively deep. Touch it. It's as much about losing as winning, about dignity and defeat. In the end, it all comes down to victory laps and broken men with nowhere to hide. It's bigger than Artie, more electric than Bozo. It's the gladiators in the mud. It's about Reggie the Rabbit, Pricey and the Crow. And its kingdoms blessed with the kind of royalty that makes the nation bow not so much to the Queen of England, but to the Emperor of Lang Park. It's remembering Puff the Magic Dragon and that freak of nature called Raper. It's understanding the game's change, that it now belongs to the young men, the smart man, the fittest, the strongest, the fastest, the brave, and the fan. He who can survive. The modern era has spurned its own little master. As time goes by, we'll sit in the stands, older and wiser, whispering the virtues of Sterlo, a little man born to play the greatest game of all. Because in rugby league, miracles and masters are forever, immortal. And Tina Turner's new song about our old game is but a reminder of what we discovered long ago. It truly is simply the best.